You've bought 74 houses?
Yes and no.
Which means no, of course. Hey, Tom here, FlipAnything USA. So today we're going to talk about Pace Morby. You've seen a few videos on him. I think he's kind of a bit of an exaggerator, a little bit of a misleader. He talks about probable profits.
Probably $600,000, $700,000 this year, and Josh is going to make probably $150,000 to $200,000 a year. As a 19-year-old, Josh and Kevin are partners on this deal. They assigned it to me. They made $10,000.
Not very, very vague. That's why I call this Pace Morby VaguE-nomics, right? I'm a mentor, and, this business of mentoring, there's a lot of scam guys out there, right? I'm not even going to say that Pace is particularly fits that profile exactly, but he does do some things that I don't think are straight up clear and clean, and I don't understand why. When I talk about my students, I talk very specifically about the monies that they've made, and so that's what we're going to do today on Fake Guru Friday, Pace Morby VaguE-nomics, and we'll be right back.
It's the best thing I ever did.
So there's this short video ad he has running around, Mr. 74, right? Mr. 74. So we're going to play that. We'll talk about it. Let's listen, and I will comment.
Why do they call you Mr. 74?
Well, I joined the Subto community 12 months ago, and since then, I've done 74 deals.
You've bought 74 houses?
Yes and no.
Which means no, of course. So this is the thing. I don't like people that use deals. I've done deals. And listen, I'm going to say, look, I've made a lot of deals, right? But the problem is that it gets used in a way, because it's so vague, it can be used to mislead, okay? Now, I've pointed this out on several fake gurus, including Pace on some things. I say I don't like people that talk about deals. Deals aren't money. You could do 100 deals and lose $100 million, okay? Mr. 74 here is going to explain his 74 deals. We already know they're not house deals, okay? So number one, there's not 74 houses here. We don't know how many there are. Let's keep listening.
I've done wholesale, fix and flip, sponsored loans, lent private money, and added houses to my portfolio.
So he's listed a few things, maybe not all of the things that are considered a deal there, but he's listed a few things. So let's keep watching.
Everything you learn in the Subto community?
Absolutely not. I've also made my best friends there and all my business partners.
That's the other thing. This is such, it almost seems like a Lonely Hearts Club. If you see his ads, a lot of them say, that's where I met all my best friends. That's where I made my friends. That's where I made my friends. Are you there to make money? Are you there to make money? Listen, mixing it up is mixing it up. It seems to have a little something for everything. So let's keep watching.
So how do I join the Subto community?
Well, do what I did and watch the case study on everything we do within the Subto community. Click the link down below.
So there you go. Mr. 74 has done 74 deals, and you have no idea how much money he's made. And you don't know if those deals include referral fees of putting students in or getting students to climb in. Yeah, imagine if you're part of a group, and part of the lure is not making money on deals necessarily, but making money by taking referral fees, right? Taking referral fees. And I've called out a number of people. People have gone in my comments and say, oh, no way, Kevin Cho, he's made, $500,000. In fact, I think Pace even puts that actually under his video. He talks as if it has already happened. That's very misleading, right? Again, now it's not lying. It's not lying, right? It's just, you roll with it. Let's keep watching the next one.
When I saw this guy's ad, I started making hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Okay, now that's the kid that you just saw. You're going to see in a minute. That in a previous video, he had made $5,000, him and another kid. Then in another video, this like maybe 6-7 months ago, he said, how much money have you made so far since being in Subto, or maybe it was last 9 weeks or whatever the deal was. This is like beginning of the year. And he said he had made $90,000 with a partner, meaning collectively they had made $90,000. Now, let's keep watching.
How much will you make this year?
600,000.
But you're licensed, right?
Nope.
You had a ton of experience?
Nope.
Are you using your credit?
Nope.
Do you have a lot of credentials?
Not even.
Do you have a college degree?
I do not.
Okay, so you don't have any of those things, but what did you gain when you joined our community?
Here it comes.
In the Subto community, you'll find all your friends, you find all the private money lenders, you find all your deals. And matter of fact, I'm buying my primary residence this week utilizing creative finance.
So guys, if you want to see how people like Kevin are making $600,000.
Hear what he just said? You want to see how people like Kevin are making $600,000 a year. Well, Kevin hasn't made $600,000 a year. And Pace isn't lying, because Pace is saying, do you want to see how people like him are making $600,000 a year? Now, that could be anybody. It could be any man, right? It could be Pace. He may be referring to himself when he says that. And like I say, you go back to Mr. 74. Why wouldn't you want to be very specific about the money you make? You know what I mean? I've got people in my class, got a guy that's made over $2 million equity, bought a $3.5 million property for $975,000. I have students in my class that have realized over $500,000 cash on a single transaction. And of course I talk about it. I don't say he made a bunch of money, or, he made a big chunk of change. You know what I mean? Why would I do that? Why would I not take advantage of showing off somebody's success? Unless it was teensy, tiny. Then I'd rather say, leave it to your imagination. Say, 74 deals, isn't that amazing? He's on track to make 200,000. He's gonna make 600. And then the next sentence, you talk about it. Imagine that, $600,000. Guys, you want to find out more guys like him that have made $600,000 in a year. Again, you follow me? It's not a lie, but it's the way it's phrased. It's very, very carefully phrased. And that is what smells. It smells. So make your comments, but there's just no reason for vague, ambiguous statements, especially when you're talking about money. The multiple times that I get criticisms, and I'm sure I'll get a bunch on this one from some Pace's crowd. But, I had a guy come Pace's crowd, and he said, I've made over $1 million. I said, you know what? Show it to me. I said, show me the HUDs, and I'll have you on my show. And he said, okay. And he couldn't even produce 25% of what he said. And it was just silly, right? So he's making a big, bold statement, and I called him on it. And I've had other people say, I've made so many deals. And again, deals. I said, well, how much do you make? Crickets. Because the money may be in referral fees. That may be the gig. Once you get in the door, it's more like, yeah, you can make a lot of money, but get your friends in here and build a community at, whatever. I don't know what the referral fee is. Somebody told me that some people get charged $11,000, some people get charged $8,000. But, if it was 20% commission or 30% commission, you're talking, a very significant amount of money. I can tell you, there is a scam that I've seen, land scams, and I've sold land to people that I found I ended up reselling the land. Now, I got no control over who do they resell land to, but there are groups that would do this about 30, 40 years ago. They'd go to Hawaii where the people can't afford the land that they're standing on, okay? Yeah, that land in Hawaii, if you're lucky enough, it just gets handed down through the family. But of course, family's growing. Not everybody can fit on the one piece of land after, a couple generations go by. So what they do is they come into town and they tell people, hey, there's all this great swampland or this great land in Florida or this great beautiful community out in the desert, and they say they're going to build a giant airport out there because there's talk about an airport that's going to be international. It's not an international, it's just a little airport, but they talk about it being an international airport. And they fill people, a handful of people, like maybe like a Kevin Cho, not Kevin, but like a Kevin Cho, and you explain to them how fantastic this is for your friends and your family and everybody else, and then you pay them very well, okay? You pay them very well, and you even tell them, say, yeah, look, anybody you get in here, we'll give you 20% of everybody you bring in here that buys a piece of land. Now, that's land. Now, in a situation like this, I'm not saying it is, but it could be referral fees. Refer friends in and take a chunk. Refer friends in and take a chunk. And you're convinced that it's great. It's where you made all your friends. But, like I say, and I've heard Kevin Cho now say he's done over 100 deals. I haven't heard anything definitive that he's actually made the probable profits of $600,000 in a single year. But even if you did, you divide that up, that'd be $6,000 per deal. And that would be 100 deals. That would be 10, whatever. I guess that'd be really about 9 deals basically a month, roughly 9 deals a month. So you see the numbers. It's just, look, I've done maybe over 205 transactions in the last 43 years. I've made tens of millions of dollars. I've made a lot of money. So when somebody talks about doing so many deals, I know they're not talking about making a significant amount of money. I mean, otherwise you would talk about it, right? Anyways, let's keep watching the rest of this.
Dollars a year, or real estate agents are doubling their commissions, or investors like me are buying passive income producing properties like this one. We have a case study explaining the entire process right down below.
So let's watch this again.
Well, I joined the Subto community 12 months ago, and since then I've done 74 deals.
You've bought 74 houses?
Yes and no. I've done wholesale, fix and flip, sponsored loans, lent private money, and added houses to my portfolio.
So is that everything you learned in the Subto community?
Absolutely not. I've also made my best friends there and all my business partners.
So how do I join the Subto community?
Well, do what I did and watch the case study on everything we do within the Subto community. Click the link down below.
So in fairness, you just saw the whole commercial. You can go to the Pace Morby community, take a look at it. And what I'd encourage you to do is to compare to other people that are teaching people to make money. And certainly take a look at my I've got a book, by the way. I got a book, Wake Up and Smell the Real Estate. It's been a bestseller on Amazon, Audible, and Kindle. Also, I've got a mentorship. You can go to FlipAnythingUSA.com. And you can take a look at that. All right. Well, I guess it's only fair that we play the next commercial in its entirety as well.
When I saw this guy's ad, I started making hundreds of thousands of dollars.
How much will you make this year?
600,000.
But you're licensed, right?
Nope.
You had a ton of experience?
Nope.
Are you using your credit?
Nope.
Do you have a lot of credentials?
Not even.
Do you have a college degree?
I do not.
Okay, so you don't have any of those things, but what did you gain when you joined our community?
Here in the Subto community, you'll find all your friends, you find all the private money lenders, you find all your deals. And matter of fact, I'm buying my primary residence this week utilizing creative finance.
So guys, if you want to see how people like Kevin are making $600,000 a year, or real estate agents are doubling their commissions, or investors like me are buying passive income producing properties like this one, we have a case study explaining the entire process right down below.
So I invite you to check those things out. Again, buyer beware. When you have a good product, you're very specific. You want to brag about the money's made, not in vague terms. You want to learn how to make millions of dollars in real estate? I've made tens of millions over my lifetime, and I'm showing people how to do it. Get in my free webinar. I have it every Thursday, 7 p.m. Central. Go to the link below, FlipAnythingUSA.com/webinar. Sign up for it. You can talk to me face to face if you want. Don't waste any time. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. You don't want to miss my channel. I've been doing it for years. And so you decide for yourself.